Energy and persistence conquer all things. A quote beautifully written by Benjamin Franklin. Jai Hind, and a very good morning to our guest speaker, Ms. Priya Nair, our MD, Dr. Jai Singh, all faculty members, and my dear friends. I, Shreya Srivastava, MC for today's session, welcome you all to this orientation program. The theme for program for the batch 2023-2025 is Preparing Minds and Shaping Future. Now, I take this opportunity to welcome our guest, Ms. Priya Nair. Ma'am, may I have your permission to proceed? Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Priya Nair is a passionate HR professional with considerable amount of experience in academia and corporate. She started her career way back in 2002 with teaching in engineering colleges and business schools across the country. After 10 years of experience, she made a foray into corporate with a consultant role in L&D in a healthcare IT company. Post which she joined Hexaware Technology and currently leading a program called Hexaware Future Leaders and Executives, along with Diversity Women Leadership Development Program called Rising Women at Hexaware. She has done her Master's in English Literature from Mumbai University and Executive Post-Graduation Diploma in HR from XLRI. Now, I would request ma'am to guide the batch with her words of wisdom.
This feels like deja vu, a feeling of nostalgia because as she mentioned, I have been in academics for 10 years. I started my career way back in 2002, soon after my master's from Mumbai University in English Literature. After working in academia for 10 years, I decided that it was the right time to switch to the corporate. I worked with a healthcare IT company called Allscripts based out of Pune in the learning and development team in their training function. After 5 years, I decided that I wanted to do core HR. So that is why I pursued a postgraduate diploma from XLRI Jamshedpur. And here in Hexaware, I have got a plethora of opportunities, right from working on Great Place to Work certification to diversity and inclusion to handling a very prestigious and elite program called Hexaware Future Leaders and Executives. And that's going to be the focus of my talk here. Hexaware Future Leaders and Executives, as the name suggests, is a program to groom bright young minds to take on leadership roles in the company. This is a program where we select students from the top tier B schools of the country. By top tier, I mean top 20, 30. And your B school is also a part of that empaneled group. And we groom them for leadership roles. We can move to the little bit about the company, and we are going to watch a video on the purpose of Hexaware. What is the purpose as a company? But what I can tell you from my experience of 5 years, right, been there, done that, it is a company where we definitely put people first. I was talking to your director and I said our CEO is very approachable. We call him by his first name. It's a very open culture that we have at Hexaware. Customer definitely, that is, customer is king, the client is king, and, customer comes first. So everything that we do is directed towards, customer service. Innovation. Now, when we talk about innovation, when we pick students, right, I have a knack for spotting talent. That's what I've been doing for over 5 years now, right? Picking the talent is like picking needle from a haystack because there is so much of competition, right? But we have been able to do that successfully. And I think our 200 member group that is part of the Hexaware Future Leaders and Executives program is testimony to the emphasis on talent and innovation and automation. Sustainability, yes, that is, we are working a lot on our ESG initiative, right? Environment, sustainability, you know, it's a big, you must have studied about it. There are a lot of new avenues that are opening in terms of the roles that we offer to the trainees that we hire. So let us, without much ado, watch the purpose of Hexaware. If you can play the video.
Did you know that learning Microsoft Power BI can be the smartest move to make in your career right now? Because companies like
Technology is a magical thing. It allows us to solve problems we couldn't solve before, do things we couldn't do before. And while that may be daunting for some and alarming to others, we believe technology enables us to achieve more. But for that to happen, you need the right kind of people. People that can apply technology to human needs and make you excited with what technology can do now, not years from now. That's why our purpose as Hexaware is to create smiles through great people and technology. It drives the passion of our colleagues every time we take on a challenge and raise the bar together. It fuels the excitement of our clients when we drive the growth of their business and the happiness of their customers. And it sparks a feeling of joy when you experience the products we've helped build that remove friction in your life or fulfill a need in a smooth, frictionless manner. We delight people through unlocking the full power of technology by unleashing the full capabilities of the cloud, developing digital products and services that deliver great experiences and realize new sources of revenue, and enabling automation so you can intelligently run your enterprise in the cloud and bring new solutions to market at the speed of light. We are Hexaware, and we create smiles through great people and technology.
So all that I said was encapsulated in this video. So our purpose is creating smiles. When we were thinking of a purpose, right, our branding team, so we asked a question to ourselves, what is it that we do as a company? And this is the essence, creating smiles through great people and technology, whether it's serving our customers, serving our internal customers, or creating a great employee experience for Hexawarians. This is just a snapshot of our presence. We are almost, touching 28,000, out of which healthy 32% is women. So we are doing well on diversity. But let me tell you from the standpoint of this program. In this program, I would say about, the ratio would be 80-20, 80% men to 20% women. But we are looking for women candidates because that is what our business units emphasize on, that we want diversity candidates. So definitely we want to give deserving women a chance who want to make it big in the IT industry. Currently we have this program that I'm talking about. Out of 30,000 people, it is a 200 member group. May seem like a minuscule number, but I would say it's a significant majority, because in terms of the privileges that they get, right, being a part of this program itself is a distinguished thing for many and an aspirational objective and aim for many students that we work with. We have this program in Mexico, so there are two top colleges called IGADE and EPADE that we visit as part of this program. And in the subsequent slides, you will also look at the campuses that are associated with us. Just a little bit, I wanted to share with you what is it that we are looking for. And I think the question on your mind also would be, what's in it for me and why should I join Hexaware? When we look for talent, right, we have to understand that you don't need to know everything. That is not possible. We are not looking at a master of all trades, neither are we looking for a specialist, right? So you have to understand a strategic role for an MBA graduate is very different from a graduate engineering trainee. We have another program for engineers called Mavericks. But for this, we want people who come in with a willing to learn attitude. I think that is something which is very, very important, right? I mean, in these last 20 years, of my work life, I think even now, I always try to look for new certifications or listening to podcasts and, trying to enrich my learning experience. Our theme as a company, our internal theme, something that people swear by, is own your game. What it essentially means is take accountability, and even if you're starting off as a trainee, you have the flexibility to walk up to the leaders, to the senior leaders, and talk to them. Share your ideas with them. So we have that open platform that we give. But you should be willing to take it up. And these are the skills that we look for, right? Ability to go the extra mile. So I think this is very important, the ability to go above and beyond, right? So sometimes people say, this is the purview of my job and this is what I'm going to do. So we don't want people who have confines. We want people who are willing to stretch, go above and beyond, right? I was in Chennai last week for an event, company event. I came back on Monday. Yesterday I was in Mumbai office. Today I'm in Pune. So that's the kind of life, work life, right, that we enjoy, and that gives us the adrenaline rush, right? Even, at this age of 40 plus, but I'm sure you all are young students raring to go. So I think that is something very important, whichever profession you join, right? Going the extra mile and being proactive, open to trying different roles. That is the essence of the program, right? We are not going to fit you into one role. You may work for 18 months in a particular role, then maybe an on-site opportunity could come your way, right? Now, I as the program lead for this program get a lot of, about a lot of open positions in UK, US, and we send deserving candidates from this cohort for those roles. So open to trying different roles. Even when we are interviewing people, right? I'll give you an example. I am interviewing someone for a business analyst position. I'm going to choose a person who can fit into, say, our healthcare vertical, can also work in cloud, can also work in manufacturing, consumer, right? There are different verticals, but since it's not a business presentation, we're not covering all of that, but you can go to the website and, look at our verticals and service lines that we have. Leading without a title, a leader who had no designation or title, that is important, right? When students join, they tell us that I am just a management trainee. Can I ping the leader? We say, yes, please go ahead. That shows your confidence. Bring your idea on the table if you really want to be heard, right? And that is what we promote within the company. The expectation from this group, I have chosen that background. Does it ring a bell when you see a flock of geese? What comes to your mind when you see that? Anyone? Yes? Definitely teamwork, yes. Teamwork is one, and there is much more to it. If you have seen geese flying, they fly in a V formation, right? Teamwork, leadership, but it is not one leader guiding, right? When one goose gets tired, passes it on to the other goose so that the other goose can also lead. So it is, kind of rotational program, right? So these days it is not a career ladder anymore, right? It's more like a career scaffold where we try to give those kind of different varied opportunities to our people. Inspiring each other, yes, honking and encouraging each other, inspiring, when ships are down. Embracing change, that is very important, right? My manager has suddenly changed. I have to now report to a new team. These are crisis situations, and I'm sure in your B school, you are taught to handle these crisis situations. So that is something we prefer. Ability to deal with change, being dynamic, adapting yourself. These are qualities. Expressing your absolute best. So even if you may feel low on some days, which is fine. We are a company that's very flexible. We don't believe in micromanagement because for us, the power of people surpasses everything else. So, but we expect people to bring their best selves to work every day so that they can create smiles for themselves and each other and the clients. Yeah. Now coming to the program. Now, if we come here during your placement season, right, and we hire for the program, any sort of MBA campus hiring, not lateral, but campus hiring, has to go through this program, will be a part of this program. If the college does not qualify, then it will be a lateral hire. But otherwise, all the colleges are empaneled. Most of the top tier, we follow the NIRF rankings, right, and other criteria as well, would be a part of this program. First is, Hexaware Future Leaders and Executives. As the name suggests, when we hire, right, say a 25-year-old management graduate, what we have in mind, the vision that we have is in 8 to 10 years, the person must be at least a product director, account manager, right? That is the career trajectory that we are looking at. So mentorship, we have senior leaders that are assigned to each of the trainees. We call them management trainees and senior management trainees. So there are mentors who help these people to settle in. Then they work on a mini project for a period of 2 months. Now the mini project could be in a different vertical. Say someone is working on a mini project with our financial services vertical. May not continue with that. See, because when I am talking about a leadership role, you have to get an overview of the organization. If you are a specialist, then it will be difficult for you. The rising in your career will be that much difficult. And I assume you all are doing your MBA because you all didn't want to do coding or, you wanted to do something different, something more strategic and holistic, and which is why you have chosen to do your master's in management. After mini project, again, your performance is reviewed at every stage. This is a very structured program that we have. Induction. In most companies, induction typically happens for a day or two, right? With your lunch and dinner and grand party. For us, induction is for a period of 1 month. It's a 30 days induction where students get a flavor of the entire company with our sales division, with our verticals, service lines, enabling functions, and entire overview of the company for a month. And we have a bouquet of behavioral training programs, leadership programs that we have during the induction, which is why it is 1 month. recently, what we've launched, just last week it was finalized, a company-sponsored training program for this group. Not a training program, it's called a MDP, right? Management Development Program. And we are targeting the top B schools like ISB, IIM, ABC for this. So that, there's some aspirational value. It will be a 3-4 days program when they have to go to these campuses and they have to upskill themselves. So a culture of constant learning is something that we have embraced as a company and very important for us. Fast track growth, right? A person, say, with be a graduate degree, would reach that position. Say it would take about 15 years to reach that senior management level cadre. But for someone who comes in as part of the program, gets that head start, that for advantage, right, for that position because you're a part of the program. And you're eligible for promotion in the first year itself. That is why we call it a fast track career growth. I think if you follow Hexaware Technologies on LinkedIn, you will see a lot of buzz around our programs that we have, right? Our talent development, learning, and other intervention programs. At this point, I will just take a pause for any questions, and then I'll share something more with you. Any questions that you may have? Anything under the sun you could ask. Yes. Maybe you could also introduce yourself and then, yeah.
Jain ma'am, I'm Akash Chauhan and I'm from Ralkar, Odisha. Ma'am, you talked about HFLX program.
Yes.
And the main core is leadership in that. So ma'am, not everyone is a good leader. So how can one develop in time to be a good leader?
Okay. Excellent question. Again, that brings us back to the cliche, right? Whether leaders are born or leaders are made, right? So definitely some intrinsic qualities may be there. And see, some intrinsic, inherent qualities that you're born with, you're gifted, but something that can be nurtured over time. And our program provides a platform to do that, right? And it is a myth that only if you are an extrovert, highly sociable, that's when you will be a good leader. There are different styles of leadership. You could be an introvert, but you could make a great leader, right? So that is something you need to remember. And even people who are shy initially, they do develop the confidence to walk up to people and get things done and get their way. If you are a part of this program, rest assured, career pathway map will be well designed, and we will pave the way for your growth, advancement in terms of your designation, role that you play. Of course, compensation comes with it. But if you draw boundaries, and as I said earlier, right, if you work within the scope of the boundaries that you've created, then it may be a tad difficult to advance. Hope that answers your question. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Jain ma'am, Kushal from Nagpur. In your opinion, what are the important factors to consider and learn during our PGDM program so that when the time comes for the future leaders recruitment program, it might help us?
not just for future leaders, I'm sure there are a lot of good companies that come to your campus. Any recruitment, not just at the first stage. But let me tell you, you are at an advantage because the kind of head start you will get in your B school, you will not get that 2 years down the line. It will be that much more difficult to get a job. Here companies are coming. There you will be competing with the whole world, right? Here your competition is this group, right? So it is easy for you. I think what you should focus on is, and that is what we look for, trying to get as much experience as you can. It is not just about academics, but you may have a college fest, you may have an annual day event, or you may have your cultural clubs, photography club, IT clubs and all that, right? Be a part of that, be active so that you can get as much exposure as possible, right? If a guy with, say, a 60% in graduation versus someone who's like 75 or even 80, but hasn't done anything beyond academics, may not be really a good fit, because we are looking at someone for a leadership role. We have people for niche roles. We have our solution architects, our technical architects, right, who are specialists in that domain. But here what we are looking for is, you know, that fire in the belly and that leadership aspiration. So question that we often ask is, tell me about the demonstrated leadership skills. What is it that you have demonstrated last 2 years of your MBA? Yeah, maybe could have organized a college fest, right? Anything of that sort. That is why I said leadership without a title. I think the people who are helping, you know, with maybe the sound, organizing, coordinating, they are leaders in themselves, because whatever they're doing with that passion. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Jai Hind, ma'am.
Yes.
Vishal Taylor from Gujarat. Ma'am, as you have shown that a person who is graduate takes 15 years to get a senior most position, and the person who is from a programming background, it will take less than that time. So, ma'am, my question is that as we are MBA aspirant, so what are the basic requirements or so extra courses which can do, which can give a notch on that we can be include in ourselves, so to get a higher positions.
You mean certification courses?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, there are a lot of these, and I'm sure your faculty will also guide you, right? Like someone pursuing marketing, it could be a Google Analytics, right? Something on Udemy, something on market research. We have most of our roles are business analyst roles, right? Business analyst, functional analyst roles. For someone who wants to get into finance, say core finance, right? Maybe some CFA certification. So I think no certification would go waste. You have to add value to your repository, right? What is it that you have learned in these 2 years? Has it only been academics, or has it been beyond academics? I would like to just cite an example of a girl who was trying for, she had no experience, okay? For our information security unit, which is an internal unit that works on cyber security and information security. But she was very passionate. She had an engineering background, but no work experience. But because of that passion and willingness to learn, we put a bet on her. And even our management, you know, nobody will come and question us that why did you hire a person when you were getting an experienced guy, right, for the same package range. But I think those are risks that we have to take. Right, and that is to a large extent paid off. Sometimes it can backfire as well, right, because it's very difficult to gauge the behavioral soft skills, right? That is all like the iceberg, right? You don't see all of it, it's all underneath. But yes, as much as we can in that 10 minutes window, your GD or PI, we try to spot the best talent. Yeah. Yes. I'm glad we are getting so many questions. That means students are eager to know about the program. Yeah. Yeah.
And ma'am, as you told about that girl, she was from the engineering background and she don't had the experience. I too don't have any experience and I'm looking forward for BA in PGDM. So, but I don't have any background related to analytics.
BA in PGDM means you're
Business
pursuing the
analytics.
business analytics course here.
It's
You
for
have a
2
two-year program on business. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. And we, for our roles in cloud and data, business intelligence and analytics, we prefer students who do their 2-year MBA in analytics. Yeah.
So ma'am, actually I'm not having any background related to analytics. Neither I don't have any knowledge about it. So can you tell me few tips or skills to enhance during this course? Extra something.
See, I think in that short window, it is about how you present yourself, right? How much time would the person get to assess your candidature, the interviewer? Maybe 5 minutes? There's so many people to interview, right? 5 to 10 minutes, you have to prove yourself. So I think one tip that, not just to you, but to everyone, whichever company that you are interviewing for, make it a point to research about that company a day prior. You don't want to go and draw a blank face when you're asked, what do you know about us? Oh, sorry, ma'am, I didn't get time to go to your website and check. We've got that answer as well, right? So that shows the attitude, right? So researching about the company, and I think something that will help you a great deal is networking. Right? Now you are saying that you don't have any experience, no work experience, you're a fresher. Fair enough. But you could go to LinkedIn and connect with people who are working in that analytics space. Right? Freshers, maybe alumni from your college or even other colleges. You can find that out, right? LinkedIn, just key in some of the terms and you can connect with people and know that, I'm really interested in this company and this is my dream role. How do I go about it? And say if you are a fresher, somewhere you have to make up for it, either excellent academics, right? So maybe 90, 95 range, or I don't know if you have a CGPA here, right? So a high percentage or rating would help, because something, you should bring some skills to the table. Yeah.
Jai Hind, ma'am. I'm Gurpreet Dua. Ma'am, as I'm going to pursue HR in PGDM, I want some tips, like when we become a leader or when we have that leadership position, we face issues when we are having a same age group and we need to come to a single note or a single solution in a group. So how to manage that? Because we are in the same age group, everyone is having their ideas. Some people feel that we are dominant, or some people have issues to bring them into a single note. So how can we improve that, being a leader?
So if I understand it correctly, your question is, if you are a leader and if you're managing a team,
Yes,
and everyone on that team, it's more or less the same age group. If there is a conflict, how do you resolve the
Yes, ma'am.
conflict? Okay. So when it comes to reaching a consensus, right? If it is a team that is brainstorming, right, to come up, make a decision, conflicts will be there. Conflicts will be there at every stage. Every day you will face conflicts at work, and you have to be good at conflict resolution. So I think as a leader, you should sometimes take a back seat. And you don't know the power of group, right? You know this group forming stage, the storming, norming stage, right? Of any sort of decision that is made. And leave them to their own devices. and observe the process. You know, even if you have to arrive at a decision, it can't be an arbitrary decision, right? Observe the process and give them a free rein. I think as a leader, it is very important to give your people a free rein sometimes and trust them to do the best work. Some of our managers, you know, we get that feedback that my manager, you know, does everything for me because he doesn't trust. So that sort of working equation will not last for a long time, right? The person will leave the company or the manager may ask for a different resource. So I think trusting in the ability of your people that they can do a good job. You can't hire people and then say that I think the person will do a mediocre job. No. So then that raises question about your credibility as a leader.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah. Mine?
Hello, Jai Hind ma'am. Myself Shaunak. I'm from West Bengal. Since it is a IT service company and it is taking mainly business analytics students, so my question is, what are the extra courses that the business analytics student should do to get in Hexaware?
See, again, it is not just business intelligence analytics, that is just a part of it. We have we have roles across the spectrum, right? It's a huge company and our businesses have realized the value of this program, right? They know that if they have to hire a lateral talent, it will be very difficult. But what we are doing is, out of say 300 applicants that we get, let me take an example. We go to NMIMS, Mumbai. Now for one position, right, for summer internship, we take one person from every college that we visit. We have 300 applicants, right? So that competition is that much fierce. We have roles in finance, we have roles in HR, we have roles in marketing, right? You name it and we have a role. If we don't have a role, right, we have the power to create one to suit your liking. But you have to first prove yourself, right? Then we will, you know, say, people come to us and say, I want a product management role. Now we have products, we have Tensai, right? We have Amaze. But we are not essentially a product company. So, but whatever is possible, you know, within our functions, we try to create roles. And I think beyond academics also, I think there's so many certifications, right? It could be an online, I'm sure your faculty will guide you, right, for those certifications. But I think that is very important because that's a question you'll be asked. What are the certifications you have done? So, and whatever experience you've had, even if it is like a startup experience, there was some guy who said that, you know, he was applying for a marketing role. He didn't have work experience, but I said that my mom has an Instagram account and I increased her followers from this to this. So that stood out for us, right? Something out of the ordinary that you have done. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Looks like no more questions. Okay. Just take 5 minutes. These are the institutes that are empaneled with us. Again, this list is not sacrosanct. We always include more institutes. But I want to cite the example of one of the institutes. The institutes that you see in the right table, those are our senior management trainees. They are part of our Hexaware Future Leaders program. The ones that you see on the left, Alliance University and the 4-column table, that is Hexaware Future Executive. So we have 2 tiers, but we have converged, right? We have converged the 2 programs. Because we got that feedback from students saying that I have done my MBA, so has someone from this college. Initially, the person can get an advantage. Obviously, it's much more difficult to get into the IIMs and other top tier colleges. But after spending 2 years in the company, it is purely your performance. If there is an on-site role in sales, I'm going to send, anyone. I will not differentiate at this point, provided the person has a consistent good rating and a high potential. So I wanted to talk about SIBM, the one that you see there, right? SIBM Pune. Early 2019, SIBM Pune was a part of our Hexaware Future Executives program. But they persistently followed up with us for 2 years. They would come visit us in Mumbai and said, no, this should be, because we believe that our students deserve to be in that program. So we moved them. New colleges that we have added last year, I think Jaipuria Institute, Shiv Nadar University, these are some colleges that we have included. Now you also see NMIMS there, and you also see NMIMS here. Now the one on the right is the NMIMS Mumbai, the flagship program. But they have a NMIMS MBA Tech. The course is called MBA Tech. Students join after 12th. So they don't have any experience. So, if you don't have an experience, that should not dissuade you from applying. You have to make a strong case, but then some companies at the outset would have that criteria that only work experience. But for us, other than the business roles, HR, marketing, corporate finance, we don't need engineering background, we don't need work experience. But we need internship experience. That is important, whether on campus, off campus, some sort of internship projects that you may have done. So here is a list, you can see that, and it's ever increasing. Like, as I told you, 2 colleges in Mexico also. Some of the tier 2 IIMs also we have included. Apart from this, we have a summer internship program, which happens April to June every year. That's a paid internship. So far, we just target the top 10 institutes for that. But in future, right, if we start a program, I'm sure we'll have many more colleges and many more students who would want to apply for that internship. I think internship gives you a very good platform to understand the company, right? And even for the company to assess your potential. So I think you should take your internship seriously. It shouldn't just be 2 months, I'm getting paid, and no. Internship is very important. Whether you get a PPO or not is immaterial. But what is the difference that you have made? Because you're going to be asked that question in your final interview. Yeah. Okay. This is the last slide, and I want to leave you with this thought. We talk about career as a linear progression, straight line, but I think this is not just true for career, but anything in life. It is never a linear progression. If it is a linear progression, that means you are not learning, right? Be willing to experiment, and that's when you will be able to deal with the challenges. It is very easy, right? After doing your MBA, you might feel that I want a cushion job, or I should work, I'll get a role in Wall Street, cushion job, a chauffeur-driven car. That does not happen, right? We all have to struggle, and any opportunity that comes your way, don't ever say no to it. If you think there is even an iota of chance, you could learn something new from it. So with that, I would like to close for today. And thank you so much for all the questions, and you've been a wonderful group here. What I like is this whole room, it's a symbolic of India. I was watching the national anthem because somebody said West Bengal, Gujarat, Nagpur. I'm sure there must be some people from South as well, right? And this spirit is what you should carry even when you start your work life. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm sure our students have been highly motivated to give their all to be a part of the future leadership program. We extend our sincerest gratitude to you, ma'am. It is certain students have also gained an abundance of knowledge from everything you shared, and they thoroughly enjoyed the session. We also express our gratitude to students for their attendance and active participation. Ma'am, thank you once again for your invaluable insights, and we look forward to your next visit to our campus.